Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So, the argument brought forward today is that this House believes that the media has become too powerful. We outside opposition strongly oppose this resolution for many reasons. But this is a very important topic, like this first proposition speaker said, because the media is all around us. We have to be able to be informed of whether it is becoming too powerful or not. And we outside opposition strongly oppose this resolution. So, to begin my refutation, the first argument brought up by the first proposition speaker is that the media is infringing upon people's privacy. And the example they brought was about a politician who said some things that she probably shouldn't have because it offended people and somehow aired on the news. So we believe on side opposition that everyone has a moral obligation to be doing what is morally right to them. So if this woman was actually doing what she found to be morally right and didn't say things that offended people, she would probably have not been fighting for her job right now. So we feel that everyone has this moral obligation, and so that everyone has to be able to realize what is right and what is wrong. Otherwise, there are always consequences for doing what is wrong. So this first argument brought forward by the first proposition speaker has already followed. So the second argument being that the media makes us live in fear. The example they brought forward was the Israeli and Palestinian war that has been going on for decades. They said that because of supplying this information to people, it is therefore making us live in fear. We find this to be a completely false statement for many reasons. The first reason being that the media is not making us live in fear. However, they are providing us with information on our surroundings. They are letting us know about what is going on in the world around us, and we feel that every person has a right to know that. And this also makes people also make judgments and helps them realize their worldview much clearly. So the third argument was that it also implements stereotypes. We find that the media does not do this. In fact, the examples brought up by side proposition included trying to make girls trying to fit in more. So we believe that is simply entertainment and not really what is teaching our youth of today. So we find that all these arguments brought forward by the first proposition have no right to serve in society. So on with the opposition case. We find that the media is good for two reasons. One is to supply information to society, and two is to provide people with entertainment. These two facts were clearly ignored by the first proposition speaker. So, my first argument is a logical and personal one. No force on this earth can change a person's worldview. It's simply impossible to change how a person thinks, feels, and what they believe. So, one example of this changing a worldview and has been failing is in Ontario, where they have recently implemented a no phones while driving bill. So people in Ontario are still using their phones while they are driving because they feel that they have the right to do so. The government is not going to change their minds by simply implementing a new law. If they feel that they have the right to, if they feel they are still going to be safe while driving, they will continue to do so because no one can change how they feel. So we also think that people are basically intelligent and are not going to copy everything from TV. You see Barbie driving a car, but you don't see 4-year-olds trying to drive. It's simply unfeasible and is completely chaotic. So my second argument being a human rights one. One of the main purposes of the media is to provide entertainment to people, which I've already mentioned. So we have TV shows, we have movies, we have magazines, and people have a right to this entertainment. They have a right to view what they want to view. So if the media has not become too powerful, because what the proposition seems to believe is that they are controlling society. However, if the media is simply providing them with entertainment and people can make intelligent decisions, they will not be copying everything they see on TV. So my third argument being that another human rights one. Another main purpose of the media is to provide information to society and not have them live in fear. People have a right to be informed of their surroundings and the world around them. So we have news stations such as CBC, CNN, CTV, and all of these news stations are simply providing us with information that helps us improve our worldview, information that will help us realize what is happening in the world around us, what can be affecting us in the world. So if people were deprived of this information, society would not be how it is today. You walk into any house, I guarantee that you'll see a TV in one of them. So if as you can see here, it's just another way of how society is not exactly influenced by the media. However, they are just simply being informed of their surroundings. So to walk you through what I've already said today, the arguments brought up by the first proposition included how the media infringes upon privacy. However, we have already clashed with that by saying that the media does not do that. However, the media does not infringe on stereotypes and infringe upon privacy because every person has a moral obligation to do what is right. The second argument being that it implements stereotypes. However, these stereotypes that this side proposition seems to believe are controlling society are just simply providing us with entertainment, and everyone has a right to this entertainment. So the third argument brought up by the first proposition was that the media is making us live in fear. However, we feel that the media is not capable of doing this because it cannot change anyone's worldview. So it's simply informing us of our surroundings. So we found, to win this debate, side opposition needed to prove that the media is good for two reasons. One is to supply information, and the second is to give people entertainment. We have already proven this through two arguments I have already brought forward. Another argument was that no force on this earth can change a person's worldview. The media is included in one of these forces that are incapable of doing so. So we have seen Ontario try to ban phones while driving. However, that's a government trying to change a person's worldview, or trying to change society's worldview, and it has ended in failure. So you can see here that through the arguments I brought forward and through the lack of sufficient information brought forward by the first proposition speaker, the side opposition begs to oppose.